People don't really notice because they just think that DC, but it's not a state, it's a district. And that's why some of the things that are happening right now is happening because of statehood. Could you just break down a little bit about what that means? Representation without taxation, or is it taxation without representation? Let me make sure I get that
Yeah,
correct.
yeah. And we're trying to flip that. We're trying to change the license plate from taxation without representation to no representation, no taxes. How about
Mm,
that?
yeah.
Alexander Haig worked in two administrations, the Nixon administration and Bush administration. He famously said that they can march all they want as long as they continue to pay their taxes.
Mm,
So my point is this: is that people need to understand that DC statehood is it should be a national issue. This is not a local issue. It is the linchpin issue that could potentially tip the balance of power in the entire country, because theoretically we would have two progressive Democratic senators and more representation in Congress. To break the stalemate that both parties, I submit to you, are benefiting from maintaining the status quo, and that is why we've been denied that representation. And because of that, we are at the whims of Congress. And we can't simply say, oh, just because it's a racist GOP Congress that's in charge now, that this is what we're getting. When we
mm-hmm.
had a Democratic president and controlling both houses, we still didn't get the representation. I submit to you again, that's to maintain the status quo. So we need to understand that. And even though we have all these national organizations headquartered in DC, they do not concern themselves with local politics. Even the progressive people, like the brother David Hodge, who was one of the mass shooting Parkland survivors, and he runs Leaders We Deserve. He was kicked out of the DNC this summer because he had pledged to primary ineffective incumbents, but yet and still won't support a challenge to the oldest person in the House, which is our beloved Congresswoman for 4 decades, Eleanor Holmes Norton, who was MIA in this fight, and our mayor who was capitulated, and some people think that there's nothing she can do, when in actuality, she went to Mar-a-Lago to meet with the president. You heard me right. The mayor of Washington, D.C. went to Mar-a-Lago in Florida to meet privately with the president. And then the first thing she does when she gets back, destroys and removes Black Lives Matter Plaza under the auspices that that was somehow going to give protection to our autonomy here in the nation's capital, to give
Mm-hmm.
Trump what he wants, and he'll leave us alone. And you can't negotiate with a bully.